The National Directory has been printed by the Isaac Walt League since 1971 up until last year. It was mailed annually in January, and it was sent to only the known league leaders at the national, regional, state division, and local chapter levels. Last year, at an expense, we sent out 1,750 copies in the mail. But the concerns we've had is, theoretically, at the very minute it was printed, the information was dated. There was either some small typo or error that occurred in data entry. Officers change. Email addresses go bad. Landline numbers are dropped. People convert to cell phones, you name it. Also, national directors and their chapter liaisons assignments usually change in the spring when they have their when the divisions hold their annual state convention. Also, officers of the national level and committee members also change throughout the year, particularly after the mid-year point, soon after the national convention. So, what we've done is, with a significant degree of time and investment, developed an online edition. This is real-time with accurate and current information, accurate to the extent that the chapters and the divisions send in their office report forms and modifications as they occur, and it will be on demand. So it's online, real-time, and on demand. Of course, this gives you an option to search, download, view, save, and print, and you can complete and select customized sections as well.
Okay, so one of the first things to know about this screen is that it is important that you log in. It is a secure area of our website, and it is only an option for those of you who actually are in the directory. So if you are a chapter officer, a division officer, a national leader, a committee member, the general member does not have access to this information. We're very conscious of keeping your private details secure, so one of the first things you'll need to do to access this is to log in. If you've not already created a username and password for yourself, you can do that. You can come to the login button, as you'll see. I've got it highlighted here on our website, and you'll need to use your member number. If you don't, the system is not going to recognize you as an authorized person to access the page. So you can save yourself a lot of frustration by just using your number. If you need help with logging in, can't remember your password, there's links to help you with that. If you get really stuck, you can give the membership department here a call, and one of us will be able to help you get started. We'll assign a username and a temporary password for you to access this. So all of the information for the online directory is located here under the Officer Tools, this is the button on our main website page. And it will take you, here's where you have the option to create your account if you don't already have one, or log in if you already do. I'm going to log in as myself. You may see a few options that you don't recognize, but it's because I'm logging in as an administrator, so it shows all of the rights to pages that I have. So don't be confused by that. Your login will have the information that you need access to. So under here, under resources, here it is right here, the IWLA National Directory. You'll click on this link, and then you can see we have a number of options. And we have the options for an entire full directory. We can generate individual sections, we can customize the data, or we can do some advanced searching. So just starting up here at the top of the page, I won't actually do this because it takes about a minute or two to create the full file, but if you click here and you create full directory, this creates a document that's about the same size as the print copy you've been receiving. It's about 100, 110 pages. You get the PDF file that will generate. You can save it to your computer. You can view it online. Whatever you would generate today, I can't guarantee the data would change a week or two from now because someone may have changed a phone number, may have changed an address. So if you are going to create the full file and print and keep it as a printout for yourself, you should come back every once in a while and download a new updated version, especially as we're moving more into the spring this year and then certainly into the summer when officers are changing right and left. And then we have elections at the convention, and there'll be a whole host of new information. This section here is we've tried to make this a one-stop shop where you have access to the majority of the information that was previously in your print directory. So we've put things that reside in other places on the national website. Also, we've put links here for you to access them quickly and easily. You can see what we've got are the most common things that people are looking for are bylaws and articles of incorporation. If I click there, it takes me to that page on our website where it has all of the, and here's that data. I can also, our conservation policies, this is the entire conservation policy book. This is, as opposed to further down the list, you'll see the resolutions process for policies that you need if you're going to submit something. So we have both pieces out here. Guidelines for national directors. Our mission. The mission and the pledge actually reside on our main About Us page on the main website. But here they come up just as a pop-up so that if you're at a meeting, talking to some members, and you just need quick access to it, you want to pull it up on your tablet or your phone, you can do that right here. Same thing with the pledge. Again, it's available in other places on the website. The officer's oath of office. This is something relatively new that we've been putting in the directory, but again, you're investing officers, whether you're a division officer, you're at the chapter level, and you'd like, quick reference to the data that's on the page. That's here for you. The regions map. This is on the page. So here's our board of directors listing. The staff listing is here on this page. Here's the guidelines for the duties of national directors. And here's the map of the regions that previously was printed. So if you're not sure what region you're in, you can access that here. Down in this next section, this lets you zero in a little bit more on specific data from the National Directory that you're looking for. Perhaps all you really want to see is the resource listing that we publish. We only put that out twice a year. It's in convention packets, and we also have it available to all of the committee members shortly after the beginning of each year. But if you're looking to find out, you need to know who's on one of those committees, you can jump right to that data. You can see it creates a PDF. And again, this is now something you can download. You can save it on your computer. Here's the print options. And we have everything that prints has the date that it's actually generated. So if we were to do this tomorrow, it would then say 2/28/2017. And here's the full listing of each committee, the chair, the vice chair, the staff liaison. This is actually an enhancement to what previously was in your directory. You only had the chair of the committee and the staff liaison. Now we're providing you with the entire committee so you can see who's on there. Again, these are all subsections of your directory. This division and chapter officers would give you the entire meat of the directory, that heaviest part of it. It has all of the chapters, all of the divisions, all of the officers. And the other sections are fairly self-explanatory. Your national executive and executive officers. This is that very first page of the directory. So again, all of their contact information. And we've tried to format everything in a fairly similar way so that everything kind of has a uniform look and feel to it. Likewise, we've changed the regional governor section a little bit. If you're looking for who your regional governor is, instead of the map, which is now viewable on our website, we've actually listed the states that are in each region. And you can see right now, we only have two regional governors in office, and their details are here. But you can at least see what region you fall into. Your national directors, those are all listed here as well. So if you're looking for who it is from your given state, the division president is included. That had been a separate page in the National Directory. Now we've tried to combine it and put all of the information together in a more useful format. So each division is listed with the division president first, and then the national directors for that state. And it has all of their contact information that's known to us. And again, you can print this out and save it. And we also have the directors at large here at the bottom. That's that section. So now let's talk about some of the more customized options that you have. Let's say you're only interested in knowing who's on the awards committee because you'd like to talk with them about one of the awards. So here's the entire section of all the different committees. The full listing is here, all of the resource committees, all of the standing committees, and then what we term the special committees. You can pick and choose. You can either select this box at the top and it will give you everything that's underneath it, or You can go through and pick and choose. You could pick a resource committee. We could pick a standing committee and maybe one of these. And then so you have the options to print just the selected. If I had clicked here, it would have automatically selected everything for me. So let's go back. We'll just do one of the quick. We said we wanted just the awards committee. Print the selected. Comes up really very quickly. Cover page, and then you've got, here's the committee. And so just these 1 or 2 pages. So it saves you, you can print out just the information that you need access to. We can do the same thing for the divisions and chapters. If you just want your state, for instance, here's New York, we can print all of them, which will print the division and all of the officer information for all 5 of these chapters, or we can select just a couple and print those, and we can also print just the division information. So let's see what we have for just these 2. So we have the same disclaimers here. It explains that the chapter delegate counts are based on the most recent year-end numbers, and that has stayed the same. But the member number that you see now that's reflected here, this is, we had prior to this, we used a year-end number in the directory, but now you're seeing real-time information based on who's actually a current member. This means that if there's a lot of outstanding renewals from a given chapter or from a state, that's reflected in the lower number here, but you should see these numbers increase as the year goes forward. And as Earl indicated, the officer information that's detailed here is based on the chapters and divisions providing us with that correct information. So for instance, in New York, here we have the division information. We have the website for the division or the chapter if there is one. Chapters that have Facebook pages, you would also see that listed here. I'll see if I can't find one of those in a minute to show you. Here's the property address for the chapter if we have that information on hand. The National Director Liaison is embedded here now. It used to be out in a separate section of the directory. You had to search for it. We've got it right there with the chapter now. Here's the delegate count for convention delegates. Total member count as of today. Let's see what else we have. All of the officers, known officers that we have for the chapter. And let's see, let's take a look. Let's look at a different one. I think if we look at Ohio, I'm trying to find a chapter that might have had a Facebook page. Just to show you. Here we go. Here's one with a Facebook page. You'd see that link here. And again, their website, property address. If they actually have a meeting location where they don't actually have physical property, but they have a meeting location they've identified for us, that would be here. Again, and then all of the officers. Again, same information that you have in the print version. We've just tried to condense it and put it in a more useful format. Let's see, national directors. Okay, here we were. And then you also have the option if you're looking for who all of the Save Our Streams chair people are. You can select by officer position here. So now what you have is a listing by state and then by chapter name, alphabetical, of all of the Save Our Streams people. So if you're looking to contact people to maybe pull together a group to work on something in your area, in your state, what other chapters are doing involved in this effort, and you can pull that up here. You know, we likewise could have pulled who the conservation issue chairs are, who the membership officer is, whatever you might specifically be looking for. And then our last search option is by name. So this is when you're trying to think of somebody, you're not even sure what chapter they're in, but you know maybe that's somebody that's an officer, but you're just not sure. You can search by name here. And you have the option, you can put in just a first name, you can put in a last name, you can put in a first and a last name. Now, I will caution you, for instance, if this button right here, if I check this, the detailed info, this will show you not just their name when it comes up with the results, but it'll also give you some state and address information to help you narrow it down. So, for instance, if you're in, you know, there was someone you were talking to at convention on the executive board, you remembered his name was Wes Sheets, but you just don't know how to get a hold of him. we can search. Now, we only do have one West Sheets in the system, and you can see here's all his contact information right here. But we can also get to some additional information, and this actually will help confirm, who this is for you. This is someone who's on the executive board. They're on the scholarship committee. They're on the Fish and Wildlife Committee. They're the national director for several chapters. He also serves as the membership recipient for a chapter. So everything that we know about that given person and the committees and things that they serve on would be listed here. Let me show you another option where we have a longer list. So there's also, let's say I only know remember their first name. And I'm looking for Patrice, and I was like, well, I know she was in South Dakota. So as I'm looking through here, I find the one that I'm looking for. The caution on here is don't type in just James or even James Smith. You will get a list that is many, many pages long. This is, we're like an internet search where it will bring you back every occurrence of that. It will find not only people with the name James Smith, but it will also find people where James appears in the street address or perhaps the city name. So you want to narrow it down as much as you can before you then look for the more detailed information.
I just want to remind you, as you are going online, and we should have mentioned this earlier, using your ID number, your membership ID number, it might appear on your card. Make sure you drop the state division and the chapter number. We're looking only for the last 8 digits that occur on the right-hand side of your membership ID card. And that is technically your number. The preceding number, of course, relates to the chapter you're affiliated with and the state where it's located. And I know, as Mary mentioned earlier, when you create the full directory, you do allow yourself a little bit of time because it takes a while for that to come through. And again, it is recommended that you save a PDF of that either on your handheld device or on your laptop. So you can always refer to that too if you don't want to expend the time and the toner and the paper to print out 120 pages of it. But in most cases, you'll probably be only looking for making copies of something that's most practical. You're traveling through the state, you're going to be visiting chapters, or you are from a chapter and you want to say, I want to connect with the presidents closest to me, and I'm going to do a search on presidents, and of course you narrow it down to the state that you're in, say if you're from Ohio or whatever state you might be. You will also notice that in some cases, when we went back into the selection by states and divisions, she's going to bring that up. Say you happen to hit, say, Alabama. I didn't know there was a division in Alabama. Well, guess what? There isn't. There's only just a chapter there in Alabama. So you could obviously just print that and read that information. Nationwide is a reference to the Youth Convention chapter, National Youth Convention chapter. We did have up until last year an international chapter in England that has since closed. So you can see this is narrowed down, and it only shows locations where we have active chapters right now.
So I think that about wraps it up for us, Amy. I'm not sure if anyone has other questions or anything we can help with. But I would just encourage everybody to get on and take a look at it and give it a try and see how it works out. I will say this is an iterative process. We've just brought this online. It's quite possible that there'll be changes to it in the coming months as we hear feedback from people, and we'll take it from there and make improvements as we're moving along. If you have questions, you can reach out to chapters@iwla.org, the email address to reach the Chapter Relations Department, and we'll try and help you out.